My name is Abderraouf Laajimi. I am the Deputy Executive Director of the International Olive Council. So, the International Olive Council is the unique intergovernmental organization that has more than 60 years, which is devoted to the development of the olive oil and olive sector. In terms of sustainability, the olive sector contributes to guarantee the sustainability. So it is a good carbon dioxide sink. So if we take this figure, 1 hectare of olive trees can neutralize a person's carbon footprint. So it is very important to consider the olive sector in terms of contributing to the reduction of greenhouse gas emission. It also contributes to combat erosion and desertification. We know that with this climate change that has a big impact on the agriculture sector, and particularly in the Mediterranean area where we can find more than 90% of the olive production and olive oil production. So this succession of drought episodes had a strong impact on olive production and on olive oil production also. So in this case, the olive groves are considered as a solution to this climate change impact, since they play an important role, first as a CO2 sink, and second for their capacity and ability of resilience to be adapted to severe climate condition and to extreme phenomena, particularly the droughts episodes that we have seen success in the last years. This is at the level of environment, but also at the level, at the economic and social level, we can say that the olive production, the olive sector is very important in terms of employment, because in many disadvantaged areas, it is the only activity that is well suited for some region, so in terms of employment, but also in terms of income for some households in rural area where the important activity is devoted to the olive sector, from harvest to processing. I think that the idea to point out here is related to the nutritional benefits that come from the olive oil. Understanding nutrition is challenging. So fats are essential for brain, for heart, for neurological health, and the olive oil has vital fats and promotes these sustainable practices in terms of diet on one level, but also in terms of high quality, healthy, and refined cuisine. So the olive oil has many benefits. Its content in terms of oleic acid and also in terms of phenolic compounds give it very interesting properties in terms of anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacterial properties, and also in preventing many other diseases like cardiovascular disease, obesity, diabetes, and other also healthy problems that may be avoided by consuming olive oil. Another information also that we have to consider is that the olive oil is an important ingredient in the Mediterranean diet, which is considered, recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage since 2010. And this makes the olive oil as a cornerstone in the Mediterranean diet and give it this property for a healthy planetary diet. So the main message that we can say here is that olive oil is good for health and for the planet at the same time. What we are doing is to give better knowledge about olive oil, about its benefits, about its real attributes. So, in terms of fats, it has good fats that are very beneficial to the health. On the other hand, it is a versatile product. So It's this versatility gives the olive oil this aptitude to be used in many countries, in many fields in terms of refined cuisine, because we are talking about a product of high quality and which has also a large spectrum of flavors and aroma. And depending on the varieties, you can find different varieties of olives that give different varieties of olive oil, but with a good content of oleic and phenolic compounds that give the olive oil this characteristic, these good attributes in terms of health and also in terms of aptitude to be used for many kinds of dishes, many kinds of refined cuisine. We should work together to improve the knowledge of consumers about the olive oil on one hand, and also to make it more accessible and more affordable by a large spectrum of consumers to take advantage from its attributes and from its quality and from its benefits. I come from a Mediterranean country, so I was excited to see that it is very demanded, and they give this kind of product an important value, an important consideration to be used in other countries all over the world, and not only in the Mediterranean basin. So we are seeing olive oil produced in many countries, United States, in South America and other countries, and it is very good opportunity to give better knowledge and to see this product spread all over the world, because we are talking about a small part of oils. If we consider the olive oil, it is about 2% in terms of consumption compared to the other vegetable oils. So it is important to see it spread, an extension all over the world, to take advantage from its benefits and to facilitate the trade between countries using harmonized standards and using mutual recognition between countries. So that's why the IOC, our organization, plays an important role as a hub, as a platform that can put together many institutions, many stakeholders from public sector, from private sector, from international organizations, so to talk, to discuss, to make a decision, and to have concerted actions in order to improve the sector, the research, the extension, to look for new varieties that are better suited, adapted to climate change, to extreme weather condition on one hand, but also on the other hand to give more information about the olive oil and its attributes, its benefits, and also to facilitate this technology transfer and knowledge between countries, because we know that we are talking about a delicate product. That's why we have an important role at the level of tasting. We recognize tasting panels and also physical chemical analysis laboratory in order to give better information, to better inform consumers, and to better protect consumers. And on the other hand, to facilitate trade by using harmonized and recognized standards. So our role is maybe to give information, to better support assistance to the member countries, but I think that this kind of decision are strongly related and depend on the government economic policy, government decision at the level of the agriculture sector and not only at the level of the olive sector. So this kind of decision can be better seen by the government, by public institutions and bodies in terms of deciding what to plant in this kind of area after deforestation. I think that there are some projects in other countries, Mediterranean countries or even other countries, to dedicate areas especially to be planted with olive trees. And because of its capacity of adaptation, its capacity of the resilience to be better adapted to extreme phenomena and challenging weather conditions because of this climate change. So it is a kind of measure to guarantee sustainability, to better use land, on one hand, and on the other hand, it is also for economic purposes, since it gives employment, it gives income for households, for any people that are working in this sector, in these regions.